Hello and welcome back to Codecademy's Learn JavaScript. This is the function section, default parameters. One of the features added in ES6 is the ability to use default parameters. Default parameters allow parameters to have predetermined value in case there is no argument passed into the function or if the argument is undefined when called. Take a look at the code snippet below that uses a default parameter. We have a function greeting that has the name parameter assigned with the default value of the string stranger. When the greeting function is called, it will log hello with name variable that is passed in or the default value of stranger. When we call greeting and pass in Nick, it will output hello Nick. If we call it without passing in a value, it would output hello stranger, since stranger is the default value. In the example above, we use the assignment operator to assign the parameter name a default value of stranger. This is useful to have in case we ever want to include a non-personalized default greeting. When the code calls greeting with Nick passed in, the value of the argument is passed in, and Nick will override the default parameter of stranger to log hello Nick to the console. When there isn't an argument passed into greeting, the default value of stranger is used, and hello stranger is logged to the console. By using the default parameter, we account for situations when an argument isn't passed into a function that is expecting an argument. Let's practice creating functions that use default parameters. The function makeShoppingList creates a shopping list based on the items that are passed to the function as arguments. Imagine that you always purchase milk, bread, and eggs every time you go shopping for groceries. To make creating a grocery list easier, let's assign default values to the parameters in makeShoppingList. Change the parameters of makeShoppingList into default parameters. Assign milk as a default value of item 1, bread as a default value of item 2, and eggs as a default value of item 3. So we could zoom out, move this over. So here, we're going to do similar to up here, and just give each of our parameters a default value, being milk, bread, and eggs. Item 1 is assigned string milk. Item 2 assigned default value bread. And item 3 is assigned default value eggs. So now if we run this, we should log out items 1 through 3. Let's run it and just show that we passed. And we could also call it to make sure it's working. Make shopping list. And this should print out, remember to buy milk, bread, and eggs. And we do get that logged out. And then we could try giving it values, and it should add the values if we give it our own. And if we run that, we do get 3 that we added. This one still prints out because we're still calling it here. So it's calling it one time with no parameters passed in, with no arguments passed in. So it's printing out the default. But then here we are passing in arguments, and it is overriding the default values. As long as you're understanding how to create the default parameters, then you're understanding this lesson, and I'll see you in the next one.